do we introduce ourselves, or do we let ourselves be introduced just by like our personalities? Like, will you edit in like my little picture of me and then put my name under it and your picture and then your name under it?
Trent, do you know what you just did right there?
What'd I just do?
You just made the intro. Everything you said, that was the intro.
All right.
So today we're ranking all of season 1's cold opens. So we start with episode 2, The End of the World.
He's gonna grow us.
The assembled odds of Genghis Khan.
That picked up immediately after the last episode.
Oh yeah, that was a nice transition. I like the lighting.
The classic 2005 bloom on all of the lights.
Yours is the 22nd century.
You're kidding.
That's a bit boring now. Do you want to go further?
They didn't. I like how he went 100 years in the future just to be like, yeah, we're not going outside.
It is kind of crazy to just, oh, it's a time machine. Yeah, I'll go now.
Yeah, I guess this is following the context of the Doctor's big, like, I can feel the world turning speech in the last episode. Like, if I heard that, I would be like, yeah, I'd give it a shot. I wonder what the correlation is between, like, time machine stories to get accidents, like, how often those things occur. Like, what's just a standard time machine story where nothing bad happens?
I don't think I've ever seen one.
It'd be rather boring, I guess.
Yeah.
Typical Doctor.
I went back in time and I saw some historical moments, and that's it.
Doctor Who, if they played it straight and there were no aliens, just, oh, there's George Washington of the Americas.
Wow.
This is the year 5.5/Apple/26 billion years in your future.
Seems like they don't use the Roman calendar anymore.
Yeah. How will this affect the economy?
Welcome to the end of the world.
I like how I joked, how does this affect the economy, but that's pretty much what the episode is, like, about. Like,
Yeah.
well, not the episode, but that's what the villains are thinking.
That's a good one-liner at the end there. Welcome to the end of the world. That's the name.
He said the thing.
He said the name of the episode.
I think it's funny that the Doctor tells Rose that humans never imagine the impossible happening, but I think there's some people that do quite a bit imagine the impossible happening. That's pretty good. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of, like, spice to it. Like, and if anything, I was more excited watching the previously on Doctor Who. Like, seeing the Doctor and Rose run and having her ask if he's an alien and stuff, like, that was all stuff where I'm like, yeah, I'm excited about the show, but then the actual cold open is just, oh, we can go anywhere. Here's the end. I will agree with you that the line "Welcome to the end of the world" is pretty cool, and seeing the actual, like, glowy effect on the Earth is really neat. Do we want to make it like number 1 and then move them down or up, or do we want to make it like 4?
I think we just start. It's the only one so far.
They peaked.
They peaked. This is the best one. So ever.
Eat your heart out, 7.
I've never. Heavens.
Yeah. We're never getting to get higher than that. I feel like that just makes me want to watch the whole show, honestly, again, because now that I've seen the Doctor introduce Rose to the end of the world, I just am thinking about that scene in my head of her standing in the crowd of all those people who will, like, die, who will be dead, and then the Doctor, that's when he says, like, I'm the last of the Time Lords. Like, oh, that's such a good moment. I want to watch the whole episode.
Yeah, and it introduces one of my favorite Doctor Who characters, the Moxa Balhoun. You know, got me going, my felicitations upon this historical happenstance. I bring you a gift of bodily salivas. Am I right?
I agree. I wonder if Rose is truly, like, a momentous guest for him to spit on her, or if he spits on all of his guests. And is it like the amount of the loogie, like, relative to how much he respects them? Do you think he has like do you think he does like a little slight patoo if it's like somebody he hates, but if it's like somebody he, like, absolutely admires, it's like a whole spit wad?
Oh yeah, he's felicitating them.
Is Balhoun his family name, or is it his planet?
He's the Moxa Balhoun. I think there's some, like, weird deep lore and, like, in either the comics or audio dramas or something. He has siblings, and I do know that his skin is poisonous, and the chair that he's in, it takes out the toxins or something.
He gives me Max Rebo vibes from Star Wars, the, like, blue dude in, like, a chair.
Jizz, my favorite genre of music.
Yeah, I don't think, honestly, that's one thing that Star Wars has gotten Doctor Who, is that Max Rebo plays Jizz. Does Mox Balhoon do that? No, Mox Balhoon does the Hoakta meme. Oh my gosh, I've just dated this video. Apologies. We never said it. One take.
All right. Onto the next cold open.
Pity the Gill.
Now we're on episode 3. The Unquiet Dead.
I already think I'm gonna like this one more because it doesn't have the Doctor and Rose. It has some of our characters that we'll be seeing in the episode.
Oh, I forgot what that dude's name is, but it's like Smiggins. It's like something like that.
Yeah.
Very Smiggins vibe.
You can see her breathing. What an odd
She's
place for
so
a nap.
full of life. Yeah, because she's breathing.
More people should sleep in coffins.
It does look cozy.
I guess a lot, or claustrophobic, depending on the personality. Oh, I remember what happens next. This is so funny.
Oh, he's so sad.
This would be a bad time for somebody to just grab you.
She missed. She missed his neck. Grabbed his mouth first. Oh no, not again.
Don't you just hate it when the Unquiet Dead become unquiet? Just puts a lid on it.
How did that knock him out?
We may be chuckling, but if I was a small child in 2005, this would be quite unnerving.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then we end this with the scream, right?
Honestly, I like this a lot more. That's cool. Oh, and it's like there's like a juxtaposition between her mouth being like a big open blue gaping hole to the TARDIS time vortex.
Yeah, this is very different than the first. The first one was just like a continuation of the episode, and then this is like really where I think a lot of cold opens sit, where it's an actual like intro to the threat. It like tries to hook you in.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these intros are gonna just have like a similar feel where we see the villain or the monster of the week kill an unnamed character. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for season 2. Specifically the cold open for Tooth and Claw.
Oh yeah, with the kung fu guy. But
yeah.
Overall with this one,
was-
I gotta say you gotta pity the Gelf. You know, they did nothing wrong. They just wanted to live. You know, they just wanted to live in our bodies
that we weren't using.
We don't need
Did
our
they kill the people?
bodies. Well,
Did they kill the people that they were inhabiting, or did they just inhabit the bodies that were already dead?
they were inhabiting dead bodies at first, and then they were like, oh, pity the Gelf. Oh, pity me. I'm the Gelf. Oh, we don't have physical forms. And then when they're letting them through the rift, then they like set on fire.
Yeah.
And they're like, we tricked you. We're gonna kill people to get more bodies to inhabit.
And it felt like the Gelth just kept getting brought up, because I believe they bring them up in Father's Day as well as the Christmas invasion.
Yeah, when we watched it together, we just kept on saying pity the Gelth as like a bit, and then they keep on referencing it throughout the whole show.
And honestly, it's kind of hard to pity them when they were very willing to just like let an entire species of humans just die just so they can have a home. Like, I understand they had been through the most egregious and horrible war in all of time and space, but like, I don't know, it just seems like pretty hypocritical to be like, oh, we lost our home, so we're just gonna take your home. Like, that's just hard for me to pity the Gelth sometimes.
But you know, you gotta pity them. You know, pity the Gelf. Okay, so
are they like a hive mind?
I don't think so.
Yeah. What happened to the one Gelth who was like, I don't want that? Did they just kick them out?
I don't want to be in a corpse. I don't want to be all stinky.
Yeah. What if you didn't get to choose? What if you just got put in the body of like animals too? It's like he gets to be in the body of a famous political figure, and I'm in the body of a naked mole rat.
I'm a moose.
If I had to pick like an equestrian type animal, or horses or moose equestrian, they're more like
they're like moose. I feel like moose are like very similar to camels. I think they're like the last of the megafauna, or descendants of them or something. I don't know.
I wonder if this moose talk will be in the video.
Okay, so I did enjoy that cold open much better. Also, it was much shorter.
Yeah, the other one was a little long for my liking.
So we're gonna rank Unquiet Dead above End of the World. The champion has been dethroned.
Definitely better.
It's definitely better. The Mox has been balhooned.
Are we giving number ratings to these as well? Like, we're ranking them, but are we gonna give that like on a 10-point scale? Is that like a 7 out of 10, or are we not doing that?
We could do that. Yeah. Okay, so End of the World then.
That's like a very
meh.
6 out of 10.
It's not amazing.
Yeah, it's okay. Like you said, it has that really good like opening line, and it has that joke about the new Roman Empire, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of there. 6 or 5 for me.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, I would say 5 for me.
And then Unquiet Dead would be like a 7.
Yeah,
Very
I
solid.
agree with that.
Nothing
It's a
good.
solid 7. It's
a little
good.
campy, but it's literally the first season of New Who. It's gonna have cheese.
Yes, that's the charm.
Yeah.
They get you with the camp, and then they pull at your heartstrings.
I can't wait to watch Space Babies. What's the heartstrings behind that?
The doctor does cry in that episode.
Oh! Actually, I'm very excited for this next episode.
Oh man.
Aliens of London. This is a banger.
All right, so episode 4 is Aliens of London.
Dare I say it? A better cold opening's better than the actual episode.
Oh, we're getting a recap to the episode 1. I love that scene.
That was very
Anything
critical. We
can
needed to know
happen.
that.
That was very critical, yeah. Gotta
It was
love
important to know
Jackie.
that not only, Jackie wants
Oh,
the
wait.
doctor.
I was
Doctor's
thinking,
just not
this one's gonna be haha funny fart jokes cold open. But no, this cold open is intense.
Yeah, this is a very like good cold open. This is gonna be a high one for me. Imagine if they just show all of episode 2 after that. It's like in case you forgot.
I wonder if there's gonna be Badwolf in any of the intros or the cold opens.
Oh, right. I won't be long. I just want to see my mum. See you later. Oh, don't you disappear.
Oh man, I love 9 so much.
Yeah, that was actually really sad because he spent his whole life running.
I love the soundtracks from season 1 so much.
Oh yeah.
On AB. What? What's that face for? It's not the first time it's
Oh.
done that all night.
Oh, this is so good.
I'm getting chills.
It's not 12 hours, it's 12 months. You've been gone a whole year. Sorry.
Oh, that is such a good cold open. Can we just get like, imagine just a jump cut to I'm shaking my booty. Like, how is that in the same
It
episode?
does
as
not
this?
make sense at all.
Russell T Davies was like, "How about we include one of the most heart-wrenching moments in the show that we've made so far, and then immediately undercut it because the entire episode has aliens who their whole bit is that they're farting. At least they make fart noises. Comedy gold."
Comedy gold. That's the best moments of the whole series, actually.
Yeah,
Heaven Sent doesn't have any fart jokes. Man, oh man.
that one is the best one.
Yeah,
That's
this is the best one. I don't know if this one can be topped.
Yeah, the only reason that scene feels a little silly now is because of what follows it, especially the first part of that 2-parter is like very silly because not even the stakes are fully at play. Like the world is not at stake as far as we know. The first episode is just there's aliens in London.
It's such like an intense thing. The feeling of being lost or like your kid is lost. It's such like a guttural, horrific feeling. Jackie's daughter has been gone for a year, and that being the
And you can see in the body language and in the facial expressions that she's spent many nights, like late nights, working on these posters probably, and you can tell she's cried time and time again, and it really shows how important Rose is to her, especially now that Pete's gone and she's the only family that she
Yeah.
has left, really.
It gets shown way more, and literally I really think it's underrated episode, and people for some reason thought it was a terrible episode. Love and Monsters is such a good character story for Jackie Tyler, and showing how much she relies on Rose, and with her being gone, how much that affects her.
Yeah, I will commend to RTD for writing these characters who are sort of additional to the companions, but not the companions themselves. You don't need to flesh out Jackie Tyler, but because you do, it makes Rose's a more interesting character in turn, because a lot of their relationship is what makes Rose have these character conflicts later in the season, because she wants to keep going on these adventures with the Doctor, but she also wants to like not run out on her mom again because of the impact being gone for a year had on her.
I wish that's probably my biggest flaw with series 14 aka season 1, the newest season, is that it sort of just skips over all of that character progression stuff that I think is a lot of the meat of Doctor Who.
I have yet to see it, so I shall
Yes.
hold my reservations on new Who until
New Who.
I watch it. New Who squared.
Okay, so for Aliens of London, I would say that is
Probably a 10.
Yeah, that's a
I mean,
10.
The music complements it so well, and the initial reaction when the Doctor just goes for like a casual like stroll just to like kind of like just keep his boredom away, and then he sees the poster and he immediately like locks in on it and is like, oh no. That the tension just is very palpable. And this is a very great thing as well, because in the last episode, time travel is shown to be like whimsical and wonderful because, oh, you can just go any time and place in the world, but it's also dangerous because Rose recounts on it at the end of the last episode about how all of these people that she sees walking by her are dead when she's relative to where she was.
Yeah.
And then also time travel is dangerous because of stuff like what just happened where she came back at the wrong time. And then for anyone who criticizes it and says, well, why can't the Doctor just take Rose and then undo that? Kind of three things.
That
times
happens
in
in
flux.
Father's Day. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
you can't interfere with your own past or something like that.
Yeah.
Even though the Doctor is the very epitome of that.
All right.
All right.
Let's.
I don't remember the next one.
I don't
World
think
War III.
World War III has a.
It might just be the.
Yeah.
It might just be the.
Let's watch the
setup.
last time. Yeah. Last time on Doctor Who. Yeah. So it's just a recap. Does that count as a cold open? I guess.
Barely, because
yeah.
episode two had a recap though.
Yeah.
And the episode we just watched showed Rose with Mickey. So this doesn't.
The only
really
one
count
that
as
didn't have a
cold
recap was Unquiet Dead.
Yeah.
How does like the saddest scene ever turn into this goofiness?
Yeah.
I'm shaking my booty.
Man, it is very cathartic watching this versus.
Oh,
the
there
last
is a
scene.
cold open. This part, we don't see this. Okay.
Dang, that was a really good transition.
Yeah, the last time to currently is can't
Yeah, it's
tell.
always-
It's straight into it. Oh, it's the classic. How is the Doctor gonna get out of
Get out of
this
this one.
situation? That would
By
be.
turning the enemy's weapon on them. I think a really funny one is from Genesis of the Daleks, where the fourth Doctor is like hanging from like a scaffolding, right? Or unless I'm thinking of Sarah Jane, and it's like, how are they gonna get out of this one? And then it immediately just shows like a very quick and easy way to get out of it.
Oh yeah. I think it was Sarah Jane at the top of the nuclear missile tower.
That was even more boring than End of the World. That one was just the Doctor turns the Slovene's weapon on them. So that's like a 4. That's very
Yeah.
weak sauce in my opinion. Oh, but this next episode,
Oh, this is probably my favorite episode. Episode
One of the best
6,
episodes
Dalek.
ever.
Probably my favorite episode of the season, and I think it's my favorite Dalek story.
I remember you once told me, I believe, that Blink is an episode you can show anyone, even somebody who's not a Doctor Who fan. I think this is kind of like the inverse. You can show this to any Doctor Who fan, and they'll be like, this is very solid, because it nails the companion stuff, it nails the lore with like the Daleks and the Time Lords,
And then it gets
nails
the-
like, the drama.
Yeah, the drama with the Doctor's trauma from the Time War, which you
Yeah.
don't know as much about until you watch a lot of the show. So this is like such a great episode to go back to.
I don't know, some kind of signal drawing the TARDIS off course.
Where are we?
Earth, Utah.
And
We got the
when
frickin'
are we?
space museum up in here. That's a first
2012.
Doctor story. It was weird. They were
26.
like being turned into part of the museum. Oh, and that's the episode where Ian Chesterton pulls out a gun on someone and says that it might be fun to kill
Chunks of
someone.
meteorite, moon dust. That's the
Dang,
quality.
I did not know that when I saw that 97-year-old man later in the show.
Where did they get the arm from? Because like they
Yeah, the
blew
whole
up.
place was pulverized.
Oh wait, there was more Slitheen and the
Sarah Jane.
Yeah, and Sarah Jane.
I'm surprised the Doctor can just like know where a place is. Okay, I'm not surprised. It's something that's always kind of like
Is that where the signal's
funny.
coming from?
He's like, oh, Earth, Utah. Like he just immediately knows.
Exhibit A.
Rose, don't say that, you idiot.
I do like this one a lot because it also hints at further Doctor adventures that you can go back and watch in Classic Who. It's like the Cybermen. When the Doctor's like, oh, it's an old friend. It's like, I, as a new viewer, was like familiar with the Cybermen, but like I hadn't actually seen them because you won't see the Cybermen until season 2.
Yeah.
So,
It's a cool little
So-
Easter egg. Oh,
Lazarus experiment.
this is the Badwolf 1 helicopter. Badwolf 1.
Oh, it
Badwolf-
is?
Yeah, I think this might be the first time they say Bad Wolf.
I thought they said it in, like,
Did-
the Slovene 2.
Oh, they
No, I
also
wasn't thinking-
they said in the 3rd episode with Gwyneth.
Yeah.
Gwyneth, when she was having like the visions of the Rose's future or whatever, saying the big bad wolf. Yeah.
I just remembered that Gwyneth is an ancestor of one of the main characters
Gwen.
of Torchwood.
Yeah.
So that show is just one big Gelth reference.
It is. Torchwood is a Gelf reference. Okay, so now we go from the best episode of the season to what I consider the worst. Here is episode 7, The Long Game. I always forget this episode exists.
This one just kind of exists. Yeah, it doesn't really have a lot going for it.
Yeah, but it's like super important to the story arc because Satellite 5 shows up in the finale.
This is the episode with that one dude from those comedy movies.
Oh, Simon Pegg, yeah. What's his name? Nick Frost shows up as Santa Claus in
Yeah.
the season 9 Christmas special, or before season 9 Christmas special. Oh, my favorite character.
Oh my gosh, you just reminded me of the comic they made where he's like a bad guy at
Oh yeah, he
first,
teams
right?
up with the Master.
I like how, if you've seen the episode, you know that Adam does a little silly thing that gets him kicked out of the TARDIS. The idea, I think, was, oh, what if we just get rid of a companion? Here, like, you can have companions that just show up and then leave, but they don't really do that ever again that I can think of.
Well,
Companions typically stick
Captain
around.
Jack.
Yeah, but he leaves on his own accord. You don't have companions that are really kicked out. I mean, you could make the argument that the Doctor kicks Captain Jack out. Too much sexual tension there.
Well, I think he does kick him out after he becomes immortal. Because
Oh,
apparently
yeah.
it doesn't feel right, and it's not supposed to be like that.
I assumed he just forgot him.
No, I think he did it intentionally.
Rose is supposed to be like a 19-year-old girl, and that means she's like younger than us.
Oh no!
That's very
Don't tell me that.
that's very very weird to think about.
we're both
Billy
old-
Piper was probably a little bit older, but
We were both older than the actress playing Ruby Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
she
that's-
was 19 when they were filming.
that was pretty boring. I mean, okay. I will admit, it establishes what Satellite 5 is, and it establishes like the year, but like the whole Adam passing out from the shock of being in space and in the future is kind of like it's not really tickling my fancy personally.
There wasn't really a hook. I didn't really get pulled into it. In my opinion, I would say this is the worst one yet.
Yeah,
I like
because
World
at
War
least
III better.
At least World War III had like the action of like, oh, the Doctor's fighting off his enemies. Here it was just establishing shot.
We're putting
More
this at the
establishing
bottom.
shots. That gives like a 3.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What's the name of the one woman, quote unquote, reporter in this?
Kathika, right?
Kathika. Gotta love Kathika.
She is pretty interesting. I like that scene where she's like, stop, you can't mess with that thing. And the Doctor's like, this is Rose. And then he's basically just like, Rose listens. You should too, Kathika.
Episode 8, Father's Day. I would say this is my second favorite episode of the season. I love it so much.
Born 15th September 1954.
Stop zooming in.
Do you remember what I told you?
The music is
Think
so
Hoskins and Sarah
so
Clark got
cheesy.
married.
So I was thinking, could we? Could
What is
we
the
go and see
Doctor
my
playing
dad
with?
when he was still alive?
Where's this come from all of?
I just recently rewatched Boomtown, and Blonde, let me get this full name. Blonde Felfach Pasamir Day Slovene also picked that up and was playing with it. I have no idea what that is. It's so funny to end that cold open on the image of Pete Tyler.
Horrifying. No, but that's a really good one. It does a good job with the music, complements the scene well, and I really like how Rose, she doesn't try and push the Doctor's boundaries. Like someone might say, oh well, her saying, oh, if it disobeys the laws of time, then forget it. Some might say, oh well, she's trying to submissively or she's trying to implicitly imply it, and I'm like, no. I think she's respecting the Doctor's boundaries in that moment and is like, if we can't do it, that's fine. Well, also it's a traumatic experience for her, and it's such a big, scary thing asking somebody, would you want to meet your dead parent who you never got to know? I think it's better than the Unquiet Dead by a
You
little
think
bit.
it's better than the Unquiet Dead? Okay.
Okay, well, what were you thinking? Because I am
Because
willing
the
to put
Unquiet
it underneath
Dead,
that.
that's like it is a fun. Oh, but it is like this is tough. This
The
is where I
emotional part of Doctor Who versus the fun,
hook you in with
scary-
the monster of the week.
Actually, yeah, that's really tempting. Well, which one got you more excited for the episode? Because honestly, I think Unquiet Dead might be.
Unquiet Dead hyped me up for the episode.
It was the more intriguing one, because when you watch Father's Day, the plot is pretty like you pretty much know where the plot's gonna go, because it's they're gonna go meet her dad. Okay, Unquiet Dead, you have no idea what's gonna happen. It's like why is this dead lady like glowing blue and walking?
And then she screams, and then the intro.
Yeah, the mystery was pretty good.
I would say
That
it's
be a
also that's also.
Looks like most cold opens have just been either good to pretty bad. They haven't been like super stellar other than the one.
Except for Aliens of London,
Aliens of
it's still
London.
crazy that one's so good. This one might be really good. Episode 9, The Empty Child.
Universally recognized colour for danger.
Mauve.
That's just humans. By everyone else's standards, spreads camp. Oh, the misunderstandings, all those red alerts, all that dancing.
What does Mauve look like?
Totally. No, it's jumping.
Seeing the time vortex in universe is always wild.
How convenient. You never see it land in like the 70% of water that's on the planet.
Oh yeah, it was piloted by Captain Jack.
I thought the nanobots were the ones
No,
piloting it.
because it's his whole scam.
Yeah, that's right. That one was okay. I would say it's probably like a 6. Like it's interesting, but it's not like mind blowing. It's probably between Father's Day and End of the World for me. Actually, End of the World was
End
like,
of the World was way better.
End
Honestly,
of the World
in my
actually
opinion, that's
better.
worse than World War III. Because at
World War
least
III is
World
really
War
short.
III, you're like getting how's the doctor getting out of this one? Oh, he puts the thing on the other dude, which is a really dumb way to get out of that situation. So maybe never mind.
I would put it above World War III
but-
by a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like a 5 or a 4.5, somewhere in that range. Honestly, most cold opens so far have not been like super superb. Well, I mean, there's only so much you can do in like a 30 to 50 second stinger. Realistically, it does.
I guess it
do.
is hard to like hint at the villain because you have to be shrouded in so much mystery for the empty child.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I honestly have no clue what this one is too, but based on the track record of 2-parters, it'll probably be a big old action scene.
Episode 10, The Doctor Dances. Oh, I know what this is. They got all crowded by the gas mask people, and this is probably the goofiest how they survived the impossible situation of Doctor Who. Do you remember what it is?
Sort of, maybe, yeah. The trip being backed into a corner. Yes, I remember. I remember exactly. Took me a second. This might be a high one for me because even if it's goofy, it is kind of peak Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Still one of the creepiest episodes of
Oh,
Doctor Who,
yeah.
probably.
It's so eerie.
I like the plot twist as well that it's her child.
And not her brother. Yep.
The actor for that Doctor was doing a really good job.
Okay, watch this. The next scene is going to be like merged into the start of the cold open.
What happens if they touch us?
You're looking at it.
Go to your room.
Go to your room. I mean it. I'm very, very angry with you. I'm very, very cross. Go to your room.
Like, oh.
That's yeah. Can we get like I'm just mentally imagining the bug from A Bug's Life with a little sack, like, aww.
I'm really glad that worked. Those would have been terrible last words.
That is a banger.
Yeah, that's
a banger.
a great one.
That's probably like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
That one's really funny. It nails the doctor's like ingenuity because he kind of realizes, wait,
These
this
are
thing
all
acts like a child.
like the child. Yeah. It's so funny.
It's still really funny.
That is like
I always
the dumbest
feel,
way to get out of the situation.
I'm reminded of the episode with the Sontaran stratagem where the doctor is wearing a gas mask and makes a joke like about "Are you my mummy?" That's another funny moment.
I love those moments when they do like very niche callbacks.
Boomtown, episode 11. A surprising banger of an episode.
Previously on Doctor Who, the farting aliens. I think when we
Yeah,
watched this together, you were like, "What? No, not these guys again."
Yeah, because there is some like graciousness I have for this Levine because they are like endearingly cheesy villains, but
Yeah.
it's hard to deny that they're ridiculous.
Yeah. 6 months later.
Right now, before it's too late.
Well. Oh, do excuse me.
Gasp!
Civic duties leave little time for a
You're
second
supposed to be dead unless you're a
Of
ghost.
course. Nothing is more important than human life.
Right then, I'd be
What
like,
you take
"This
me for?
is an
Some
alien."
sort of maniac?
This one line.
Am I right in thinking you've shown your results only to me?
Just to you. No one else.
Wise move.
Yeah, if someone ever asks you that, they're gonna kill you. Are you sure? Have you shown it to anyone else? Oh, you haven't? Like, what would you do if they did show it to someone else?
Yeah, that's what my thought was too. Like, would there really be any point in killing him? That one's pretty good. I do like the reveal that Blonde, the Slovene, is alive. It's done pretty well. And I like how they kind of call attention to the fact that, oh, she's back and she's angry because she's like, nothing's more important than human life. Like, you can tell that her aura is different this time.
I don't think I've ever heard someone talk about other people like that, though.
Because usually when somebody talks like that,
Oh, I
they're fixing-
love humans. They're so good.
Yeah, no, don't spend too much time in a room with somebody like that. So when are we gonna do the Doctor Who villain smasher pass? Blonde,
Blonde Passade, Blonde Felfetch, Passamir Day Sladine.
No, yeah,
That's
what
a
are we
pass.
feeling
That's a
about that?
pass. That's a person in some dead skin.
Yeah, and when they are not in the dead skin, they are a giant green baby-looking
yeah,
thing.
weird fat baby thing. Oh, a friend of mine had a Sladine as their profile picture, and I was like, I'm pretty sure they haven't watched Doctor Who. Like, it doesn't make sense why they would have a Sladine as their thing. And so I asked her, and she thought it was Baby Yoda.
Ain't no way, bro. You know what? I guess if you're not like very well versed on sci-fi's properties, then yeah. But even then, Baby Yoda has those pointy ears. The Slovene don't have pointy ears, and the green skin tones are all off.
It's
Baby
so
Yoda is
funny.
like a pleasant green, whereas the Slovene are like very obviously fecal matter green. But yeah, that was like at least like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, I would say it's below Father's Day.
Probably a 6 for me.
Yeah, I agree. Episode 12, Badwolf. We're in the finale now. I remember this one being good. Oh yeah, call back to the worst episode of the season. The face of Bo. I forgot that he's in that episode. Doesn't it say like he gave birth or something?
Oh my gosh, I think he did.
It's funny that they referenced the face of Bo in the last time on Doctor Who.
I'm sorry, I just saw the Jagrafest again. It's horrible. Just a glowing, fleshy, like, yuck.
I do like when Doctor Who shows you places you've been already, because it kind of does like this, hey, what the Doctor did affect the future.
I remember watching this cold open for the first time and just being like, what the heck's happening? That hand chair is crazy. Dude, they've got hand chairs everywhere.
I wouldn't be able to play a character like that if I knew I was about to die, or like
Yeah,
if that only one of us would survive. They're still playing like the sassy You've got to be kidding.
That's
a
funny.
fun one. That's iconic. Him in the chair like that.
This is like a meme I'm imagining where it's like, oh, I'm on my first date, I'm so nervous, and it cuts to the doctor just sitting in the chair, like kind of like doubtful.
You have got to be kidding me.
That's funny. That one's probably my fourth or third favorite.
It's better than Father's Day. Oh, is it better than Unquiet Dead?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, so it's in between Unquiet Dead and Father's Day.
A solid 7 though. That one's fun. Very 2005 because somebody who would be watching the show now might be like, oh, this Big Brother show is so random and weird and spacey, but
like that's
it's
an
just
actual
based off an actual show.
Oh yeah. I didn't know it was a real show until years later, because like I watched this when I was 9 years old.
Imagine if they opened up with The Weakest Link, which is where
Rose
and stuff. Yeah.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Time for episode 13, The Parting of the Ways, the finale, season 1. Oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
No! That guy.
And that person.
Oh, did the episode end with Rose dying? I think the episode ended with Rose being vaporized. Oh, no.
Vaporized.
No. That already happened at the end of the episode. Yeah.
Yes, Doctor?
I'm coming to get you.
Oh.
So it's just a
Wasn't that
recap.
scene?
That's
Yeah, wasn't
sad.
that scene in the last episode?
Yeah, so I guess the
believe it
scene was
was.
in the last episode. That was trash. It wasn't. It didn't even have anything. That's the
Yeah,
worst one.
Yeah, that's got to be like a 1, or because it's barely a cold open. It's just a recap.
Yeah.
I don't think there were any unique scenes. I'm excited for
One.
the season 2 finale. The season 2 finale is really good.
Starting from worst to best, here is the rankings of season 1, Doctor Who Cold Opens, The Parting of the Ways, The Long Game, World War III, The Empty Child, End of the World, Boomtown, Father's Day, Badwolf, Unquiet Dead, The Doctor Dances, and then the best one is Aliens of London.
Which is probably like the lowest rated episode of season 1 on IMDb, except for maybe
The Long Game.
The Long Game.
It's funny how like some bits, like some tiny parts of episodes can be so good, while the rest of the episode is trash. Like
I mean,
the
that was
Zygon
pretty much our
two-parter.
opinion. Yep, that was what I was gonna say. That's pretty much our opinion on that.
The Zygon inversion speech is like the best scene of Doctor Who, and then it's in like a really boring two-parter.
I mean, maybe upon rewatch, I would appreciate it a bit more, but yeah, I didn't find the Zygons to be compelling because I think that was Doctor Who's attempt to tell a more gritty and grounded story where it's like the British military is involved, but it's like unit, and it's like it just didn't really stick the landing for me except for the Doctor's big speech.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for watching, you folks at home. If you like this video, please like it, comment your ranking of the things, tell us your thoughts on the episodes. That was so bad.
Absolutely. No. I think it's fine. In fact, not only tell us what they would rank differently, but maybe speak their piece about one of the cold opens that they do like that we're being too harsh on. Like maybe they think The Empty Child opening is peak. Maybe they think Aliens of London is overrated because
Maybe
it comes
The
from
Long Game is their favorite episode.
Didn't
Oh yeah, one of our friends when we were rewatching Doctor Who liked The Long Game, which
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't have like the most banger jokes. It doesn't have the best monster. It is, by all intents and purposes, it is by all means an episode that exists.
Thank you for watching. This has been the Moxa Balhoun.
I didn't know if you wanted like a fun little gimmick, like I spit on you, patooey, and then cuts it there.